You want me to go ahead and start rolling?
Yeah.
I can see that.
Many years ago, I fell in love with this fair maiden. She was beautiful, intelligent, funny, and she had this kiss you would die for. Things were great between us, but like most relationships, we had our share of problems. Primarily the issue of bed equality. We would start out the evening with an equal share of bed and covers, but somehow in the middle of the night I would wind up without any blankets pushed to the edge of the bed. Now, let me pause a moment for our more impressionable listeners and reassure them that nothing unsavory happened in that bed. We merely used it for sleeping and perhaps the occasional rigorous game of chess. Now, there was this one particularly cold November evening that I remember where I woke up freezing to death, hanging on the edge of the bed, about ready to fall off onto the floor. I look over at my fair maiden and I see that she has sprawled herself out across the bed with the blankets piled high upon her. In a voice as sweet as I could make it, I said, "You're hogging the bed!" She bellowed back in a voice dripping with sugar and honey, "You've got just as much room as I do." Upon hearing this, I immediately became concerned for my fair maiden's lack of spatial awareness, so I leapt out of bed. Now, at the time, I had these sheets that had these vertical columns of ducks on them. How fortunate, I thought. I can tell my fair maiden in a fair and impartial manner just how much of the bed she's using. "You have 7 ducks, I cried. I only have 3. By now, my voice was so loving that if my words were cartoons, they would have been flowers and butterflies. Now, upon hearing this, my fair maiden immediately realized that she was wrong, because nothing says, "I love you" more than cold, hard science. She relinquished her share of the bed and we spent the night in loving repose. Now, cut to 3 weeks later, when for the first time in my adult life, I hosted the family Thanksgiving dinner. My parents, my brother, his wife, their 3 teenage children, all meeting my fair maiden for the very first time. Dinner was good, the food was wonderful, a lot of it, as there always is. Conversation was great, until my fair maiden related the story of the ducks. Silence. Now, it's not that my family is particularly uptight, or that they're very conservative, or that it's even that offensive of a story. I think it's more due to the fact that while we philosophically are aware that our family members are playing chess, it's quite another thing to be actually told that yes, indeed, they are playing chess, and they're playing chess with this woman right here. It's kind of like how we don't want to think about our parents playing chess. I mean, we know obviously they did since we're here, but we really don't want to think about the moves that led up to checkmate. Time passed on, and me and my fair maiden drifted apart, as sometimes happened, but the story kind of stuck with my family. Even though my parents and I never talked about it, my brother and his family, they basically have never let me forget about it. Duck this, duck that. Years ago when my parents passed away and we were going through the estate, pretty much everything that had a duck on it just came to me automatically. If families could have catchphrases, I would think ours would be a toss-up between, "I have 3 ducks," or "What are you trying to do, get hollered at?" But that's a story for another time. Thank you.